Okay, happy Friday, everyone. I hope that you guys are doing well. André is going to join us in a minute. We've got a few things to go over and see if we can catch some nice trades at the end of the week. So to start off the week, we've actually, obviously been having a massive sell-off, and I did do my pre-market prep stream with edgeful here this morning as well. But we've been seeing a massive sell-off on the American markets and as well as global markets as well. We can actually see even our beloved South African index is coming down 3% today. So absolutely massive tanking going off here at the moment. I mean, today on the ES already, we're down over % overnight, and stocks aren't looking bullish at the moment either. So yeah, we'll speak about a few things, chat about markets, some edgeful data, and then we'll get into it and see if we can find some trades. Why does it say scheduled for 11th of? Yeah, it might be 9:13 at PST. I'm not too sure why it does that, but yeah, we'll speak to Bean in the background. We'll speak to the team in the background and see what's happening there. But streams will always be Mondays and Fridays at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Good to have you guys here. So I did speak about this. A very interesting stat actually here with edgeful is that the seasonality report, Novembers are typically the best months in terms of the performance of most of the global stocks. Even if we go over to the ES chart as well, right, we can see that ES has been, November's definitely has been the best month in the last 3 years as well as the last 5 years. But speaking for today, the previous day's range, I did mention this on the stream, previous day's range report on ES, unless we get something moving higher in this direction above the previous day's lows, I'm going to be still looking for short. So previous day's lows on ES is currently sitting at 750, give or take. Right. So that's what I'm looking at this morning. I'm short bias unless we start to see some form of bottoming out here at the minute. But yeah, we've still got 30 minutes, 27 minutes until the open. We'll wait until the open and then obviously take it from there, right? But yeah, stocks aren't looking particularly bullish as we speak. A few other reports that we can maybe go over that I like to wait for is that opening candle continuation reports. So this prints after the first hour. We can see in the last 6 months, if the first hour is green, we look for longs. If the first hour is red, we look for shorts. Pretty simple in terms of that. Any questions in the chat? Any questions in the chat as we speak? Perfect. André is still going to come on. Yeah, in a minute. We'll see if we find some trades here for you guys today. But yeah, as I said, at the moment, these are my levels that I'm looking at. ES is 750. NQ's been dropping even harder than that. I mean, we're down 1.4% on NQ, and still previous day's lows levels is back up here at 25.022. So unless you start to see some bottoming out here and get back above these levels, I'm going to stay short biased. There we go. We've got André just entering the stage at the moment. See if we can get him on. There you go. André, can I bring you on stage? There you go. There you go.
What's up?
Morning, bro. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, bro.
Yes, sir. You feeling a bit better compared to last Friday?
Yes.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, markets have been selling off here, bro. How's your week been?
Good. I'm pretty happy overall with some of the sell-off because of the opportunity that it's giving us, honestly.
Yeah.
With some of the bigger tech names. So I'm going to pull up my screen for a second.
Yeah, let's get up your screen. We also are using a new streaming platform, so that should help. Just something maybe to bring up with Bean in the back end. It said it was scheduled for yesterday at 9:13 a.m. PST. So I think we need to just check the dates and everything.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
But yeah, let's get up your screen.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. All right, perfect. Share screen. You can see this, right? Is this big enough?
Sure. Should be big enough. Can you guys see Andre's screen? All good?
Yeah, just let me know in the chat if you guys can see this. If not, I mean, I'll try to make it bigger, but yeah. So again, what I want to do all the time is just go through every day my watch list, literally like scrolling through and seeing. So right now I'll just go to a 1 hour and I'm just going to go through and scroll, right? So QQQ down pretty significantly, honestly, off of the all-time high right now, 6%. Personally, I'm happy with this. Tesla, we look again, and I'm going extended trading hours highs, not RTH highs. Doesn't really matter, honestly, but roughly 20% off the highs. Apple, really not that far off the highs. So this is like something that I do all the time. I will add and remove names from this watch list, but I literally will do this all the time. So it depends if I go to a 1 hour or a 4 hour, it doesn't really matter. What I'm looking for is where are we relative to the range in the entire year or in the last 12 months or whatever else. I don't really look that much further back. I will look maybe 2 years sometimes just to see like where, if there's any, like if something is not at an all-time high, I want to see where that all-time high is. But you look at something like NVIDIA, right now it was at 212. Now we're sitting at 180. If we start to pull back a little bit deeper, I will definitely be interested in like setting some orders, right? I mentioned on the last stream, I scooped up NVIDIA right over here at 99 because I had an order. It was at 150. 99 was a very big stretch to assume price to come back. It filled. I didn't even realize, and that was it, right? So now I have NVIDIA, like I added to NVIDIA at 99, which is great, obviously. But personally, if you guys are looking, and this is obviously not trading related, but more investing related, I think that setting orders is actually not a bad idea because you set it, you leave it, and you don't get emotional about when price gets to that area. You're like, well, it'll keep going further down or whatever else it is. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. So there's that. So literally just going through like Microsoft not doing great recently since its recent earnings. It's just been pretty like consolidating. Broadcom down pretty, I'm pretty sure it's pretty down a decent amount. Yeah, 15% off of all-time highs. And here is the most interesting, in my opinion, of them all, Meta. I'm not going to lie. I would love to look at my little alert here, Meta crossing 600. I would love to see Meta fall even more, 560, 550. You
told me to buy it. You told me to buy it, André. I'm going to be down.
Dude, I've been buying it. I will continue to buy it. I would honestly only start to get concerned like below 400.
Yeah.
I would only get concerned below 400, but if it goes to 500, I'm thrilled. I've been just so everyone knows, I have been buying and I'm down on all of my buys, but I'm happy overall that we are getting a larger pullback because this is with a company like Meta. You can't do this with like some random biotech. But when you have 3.5 billion users with the most popular platforms in the world, with so much data on their users, with their AI play coming in, right? There are so many different reasons why Meta is not going to vanish overnight and why they're obviously, I don't know what's going to happen to their stock. Just so for anyone who is just like financial advice, oh, I bought the stock because André said so. Don't do that, obviously. But I'm saying my opinion is that I don't think that Meta is going anywhere. And I think that's pretty universal. So the further down the stock price goes, the happier I'm going to be. As long as it stays above 400, I'll be thrilled.
Yeah.
So I bought at 700. I bought at 660. I bought at 640. I bought at 600. Like I will, and I'll keep doing it as it goes down. Now, the challenging part is the speed at which you average in. That's the tough part. Let's say you have $10,000 that you want to put into Meta. When it goes from 760 to 700, you're like, okay, that's a pretty big pullback. How much of your 10,000 are you going to put in? 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. So you guys need to be careful, obviously, as you start to like add into these things.
Yeah.
Because if you add in too early or you add in too quickly or you're waiting for a larger pullback and it bounces and you didn't get your move. So you just have to be, I don't know. I try not to overthink it too much. I just start to add in at key levels.
Yeah, dollar cost average into it. Just something interesting that I was bringing up here on screen here, André, was the seasonality report with ES. Look at November has actually been the best month by far.
Yeah.
In the last 3 years, and even in the last 5 years on the ES chart. And I was looking through some of the big names like NVDA and Tesla as well. So it's interesting to see this pullback now, but I think it is due. I mean, stocks have been trading at all-time highs. You know that saying by Warren Buffett, be greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. I think now is definitely some good times to start getting into some of these big names. And are we going to get a Friday bounce from a day trading perspective? I mean, I have a level here that I am watching, which is previous day's lows on ES, which is 750. Call it. If we do start to bounce and get above that, I think we could definitely, start to make our way up. I don't think that it will happen, obviously, all today, but we never know. There's no news on the cards today. CPI was extended over from yesterday as well. When are they actually moving that CPI report to?
What was that?
That CPI report. They were supposed to be released yesterday, but because of the government shutdown, they canceled it.
Oh! I thought you meant like an edgeful report. I was like, wait a minute. Ours is out. I'm not sure actually, but yeah, I don't know actually.
Yeah, no, it is going to be interesting. But yeah, I was just finding that seasonality report very interesting. That November has been the best month for a lot of these stocks. I mean, even if you go to like Tesla. On that seasonality report, look at that. Like November is the best month.
And I think last year actually pulled up the average a pretty decent amount. I know that November. Sure. So usually the way that it works, if you look at even SPY, like if you have SPY up, or if you look at any of the whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah.
But pretty much the way that it works is, or the way historically it works is, September has a big pullback. That's pretty universal. And then Q4 is typically very strong. So what has historically been a great trade is that pullback that usually happens in September, which obviously I don't really think happened at all. It didn't happen at all. Is a great place to average into a longer term swing trade to the end of the year or into January.
Sure.
Now, this year is obviously a little bit different. The problem is that there are, from what I've seen and like from my experience, the macroeconomic conditions make a very big difference, right? So if you guys remember, or I don't know if you guys do remember, but pre-2020, FOMC was like not in anyone's vocabulary.
Yeah.
Like nobody cared about FOMC. Like it was not like nobody knew what it was. Nobody talked about it. Like, I mean, maybe people knew what it was, but like nobody talked about it. Pre-2020 or pre-2021, really, nobody looked at CPI really the way that we do now, the way that everyone is like hyper fixated on it now. And these things, the same thing. Nobody talked about tariffs for, I don't even know how long, right? Like it was like nobody actually spoke about that. And now that's part of the conversation. So understanding when, like you look at something like April on your price chart, and that's not seasonality. There was like obviously a catalyst there. And just understanding when the catalysts are driving the moves versus like a more traditional, less headline driven environment is just something good to keep your eyes on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. What are your thoughts going into today, though? What in terms of trading? Are you just gonna let the open play out and then go from there?
Let's pull up my screen for a second.
Yep.
So for anyone who swing trades or anyone who's expecting or maybe was short yesterday, I'm gonna zoom in. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm on NQ this week. As of yesterday, pretty fair to say that this week is going to be red, right? Here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today's obviously Friday. Pretty fair to assume that after yesterday's sell-off, this week was going to be red. It's not a guarantee, obviously, but it's not unrealistic to assume that. Now, if you're a swing trader or you trade options and you want to swing like calls or puts into the next day, or you're in a position, I know a lot of prop traders, you can't swing trade, but if you have your own personal account, this is something that you should be looking at. There is a report called the high and low by weekday. The sub-report that you want to look at is the biweekly candle. And what this does is it filters first. So right now I'm on the red weekly candles because obviously I'm expecting this week to be red. It will filter only for the red weeks and then tell you how often a certain weekday will make the high or low of the week. And what do we see here on NQ in the last 6 months? Fridays, on red weeks, Fridays have been the low of the week 67% of the time in the New York session, which means so let's go over here for a second. Right? Let's pretend that Friday let's pretend it's yesterday at the close. What do we want to expect here? Price tomorrow, which is Friday, to break this Thursday low. Because almost 70% of the time, the low of the week is going to be on the Friday. So what does that mean? You obviously don't want to swing calls here, or you don't want to be bullish overnight. You want to actually be very bearish overnight. And then that's how you can say, what should my data-backed bias be for my overnight move? Obviously, the answer is going to be here, bearish. It's not going to work perfectly every time. Obviously, we can see right here, 11 and 22% of the time, the low of the week has not been on the Friday. But in this case, if the market opens specifically in the New York session down here or below this point or breaks this point at any point today, that is the idea of this report. So
yeah,
to answer your question, James, bearish for sure, at least to the open. I mean, obviously we have 12 minutes here till the open, but the idea being I'm expecting price to open below this point right here, or at least break this low if it doesn't end up opening below, like if there's like some news or something that like spikes price.
Yeah, agreed. I think stocks have been taking a beating over the last 2 days, but I mean, in the grander scheme of things, it hasn't really been. It's due for a possible a pullback. Is always, if you zoom out, it doesn't look too bad. We're back at the daily 50 EMA on ES. Do you look at ES too? Yes, I trade ES, NASDAQ, and a few individual stock names. I'm sure Andre's kind of the same. Andre mainly trades NASDAQ, and you do trade options on a few of the individual stock names as well, or you trade the stock names like you've been buying Meta. But for Meta, you're buying that cash value. You're not shares.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm buying the shares. So just to be really clear, I don't trade shares. I don't not CFDs, but shares themselves. Like for anyone who's in the US that's watching, when you buy shares, I actually don't love trading shares because of how capital intensive it is. So when you day trade shares, you need a lot of money or you need to take on a lot of margin. And I'm not a fan of that. So, and kind of like I'm just going to explain something quickly, just so we can, just give me a second.
They are removing that pattern day trading rule though.
Which is going to be huge for a lot of people. Even then, you still need a lot of capital. But let's say that the share price of the thing you want to trade, let's look at Tesla for a second, right? And Tesla trading at 385, right? Tesla price 385. Let's say you want to trade it and you're looking to make roughly $1,000, right? You want to take a trade intraday, you want to make $1,000, right? So that would mean that you need to capture a $1 move with 1,000 shares or a $2 move at 500 shares. So if you need to, if you want to trade 500 shares of Tesla, you would need $192,000 to make $1,000 capturing a $2 move. That sucks.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to tie up 200K to make.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is where that's one of the reasons why I don't like trading with shares, just because it's very capital intensive. Now you obviously, if you're a swing trader, I think most people the people that you probably see online that you trade, that do trade shares will most likely swing trade them and have giant position size. Like, I mean, I'm sure, maybe you guys know this guy, maybe you don't. I don't really know his reputation. I don't know if he's like legit or not, but Julian Petrulis or whatever his name is.
Yes, I've seen him on.
Guy will buy like $10 million of Tesla stock, like going into earnings or whatever. He obviously is like apparently a fantastic swing trader. I don't know his deal. But apparently I've seen a lot of his clips, so that's his thing. He buys like giant positions, like $8 million of like Palantir or whatever else. But those are really the types of people where it makes sense to buy shares, because you don't need to deal with all the options Greeks with. Like, if you buy the options, you don't have to worry about expiration, you don't have to worry about volatility or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You can just like buy and hold, and like that's it. Like if it takes 6 months to go up or if it takes 1 month to go up, it doesn't really matter to you. But yeah, so the long story short, I think that it's better in the trading or intraday trading context. I would prefer options or futures. And I actually think that they're releasing futures on individual stocks, which is absolutely
that's cool. Yeah.
I think that is absolutely nuts, but I'm pretty sure it's coming.
Yeah, that is crazy, because someone just commented of their CFDs on Tesla in EU will only need 20% of that capital, and that's you don't need on the CFDs. I mean, you could even trade with like 10 grand and be able to trade. Yeah. If you want to make $1,000, you could do that. It's pretty cool because of the leverage, obviously.
Yeah. You guys should be. I mean, obviously, it goes without saying, everyone knows this, but like, be careful with levered products, meaning futures, options, CFDs. I mean, I'm assuming Forex.
Yeah,
levered products can be very dangerous, obviously, because, for example, I'll pull this up. I'm actually going to look it up. One sec. I'm pulling up something here.
Yeah, we've got the open here in 5 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke about it last week. Liquor, leverage, and women.
Yep, exactly. That's the issue.
You have to be, Someone's asking in the chat as well, André, can we chat about the new orb algo?
Yeah. So let me just. There's one thing I'm going to say about leverage, and I'll talk about it in a second. But if we look,
I think as long as you know how to use leverage, I think it's good. But if you don't,
I for sure agree. It's the thing is that when you use leverage and you don't really understand how, or not that you don't understand how it works, you haven't like seen the downside. It kind of becomes like this like more thing where you can start to just blow up your account instantly.
Yeah.
Like, it becomes very, very difficult for people when they just want more and more.
Yeah.
But there is this AMD triple lever short ETF.
Sure.
And AMD went up 30% in one day. And the ETF, like, everyone lost their money. The value of the shares go to zero. Because if you're triple lever short and it goes up 33%, you're down 100%.
Sure.
So the ETF actually blew up. But when you have things like that, you can easily lose so much money that people get addicted kind of to not the actual trading, but to the leverage, because they see, okay, if I only have $1,000, then I could make $50,000 if I use like 500 to 1 leverage or whatever it is. And if price goes against, if you're not like a sniper and you're not like absolutely on it, or you don't have a system that can like, that you can lean on,
Sure.
it's like a guarantee that you're just going to blow your account.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where I like the CFDs, bro, where like if I wanted, let's say I wanted to buy AMD at where we're sitting now, call it 247, and I wanted my stop loss at 220, and I want to risk 10 grand on the trade, I can have that. If I want to risk $1,000 on the trade, I can also have that exact same stop loss placement and everything.
Crazy.
Which is
that's
cool.
great, honestly.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's why I think CFD, I mean, obviously you guys in America more of the future side, because futures and CFD is kind of very similar, but I like that the CFD style of trading where if I want to have like a $50 stop loss on AMD, risking whatever amount I want, I can have that, in my account.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome, honestly.
Yeah.
I have a question about TradingView, and then we'll talk about the Orb algo in just a second.
Sure.
Is there a way that I can shrink the size of this volume here? Like, can I just make it less tall?
Well, tell the volume to the volatility to calm down, then maybe.
Yeah,
but I'm not too.
It's so annoying.
I'm not too sure.
Overlaps.
I don't have the volume at the bottom. I do have it sometimes up on there, but I just turn it off. But I'm not too sure how you can shrink that. But yeah, let's maybe chat just before the open about the new edgeful orb.
So. So this new one, there's two that's coming out. I'll talk about the one that's coming out in 3 days. And it's going to be based on the exact same orb strategy that we have, but you're going to have 2 profit targets. So your minimum contract size is obviously going to have to be 2. But what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to capture the bigger moves, right? So what some people have said was, here, I'll go to NQ for a second. I'm going to go to the regular orb. I'm going to go to the orb. I'm going to do this 1 sec. Just give me a second. So let's look at this day here. What happened here is that the orb caught a 53 point move and left whatever. I mean, it's unrealistic to say it left 300 points on the table, but it left arguably another 50 points on the table, right? Let's just call it, let's be a little realistic here. It went 50 points. It probably could have gone another 25 or another 50 or another 30 or whatever else. But the way that the orb works is that you're in and you're out. That's it. There's no scaling. There's nothing.
Sure.
So what people were saying was, can I have 2 profit targets so I can have one that's closer, similar to this, and I want another one that's going to be a little bit further away so I can leave a runner.
Yeah.
Which I think is obviously I agree with. So that's the one that's coming out. It's going to allow you to capture the bigger moves. So setting your profit targets a bit further out, or the opposite, right? Sometimes price goes into your favor, right? It'll go 30 points into your favor and then reverse. So what you can do is set a closer profit target to say, I want to lock in at least some profits along the way. And that will be your first contract. Your TP1 will be triggered at whatever. Let's just say you set it at halfway from your first one. So your first one's at 50%, your second one's at 25. Price goes right into your favor. Immediately you lock in some profits, and then you let the rest run to your 50% target. So now you don't actually need a bigger move. You're just banking more wins. So there's really 2 ways that I'm going to recommend that people use it. One of them is, and by the way, the market's open, guys.
Yep.
Switching back here for a second. And I'm on a 15-minute chart here. I'll switch down to a 5-minute.
Someone in the chat said you can move the volume to a lower pane, and then you can just adjust the size on that volume.
Yeah, I will. I'm just going to hide it for now, but I'm going to move it to the one below.
Sure.
I didn't know if there was a way to do it outside of that. But. So capturing that bigger move, right? This is what we'd want to do is either capture that bigger move, leave runners. So when you have these trending days, like something like yesterday, which was like obviously a larger continuation to the downside, you would have been able to capture that. And what's really nice, and this is something that I'm going to look to do, is I'll just zoom in here just because I want to make sure that people can actually see this. I'm going down to a 1 minute. It's very zoomed in right now, but there's really not much to go off of. So I'm just going to do this.
Yeah, ES trading lower here at the open.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do personally is I'm probably going to have two of these orbs running simultaneously. One of them is going to be with the closer profit targets, and one of them is going to be for much further profit targets. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. But
sure.
That is going to be having those two, specifically the one with the further profit targets, is going to be more difficult for prop traders because of all the rules. So if you're a prop trader, most likely what you're going to want to do is most likely have the one with the closer profit targets. Realistically, just because it allows you to bank these winners and it allows you to go in and like build your account up slowly and nicely, which is the way that realistically probably most prop traders need to be trading because of the rules, and you need to be very careful with the rules. So just making sure that you don't break them, obviously. But yeah. So.
Yeah. ES down here, 20 points on the open. That's pretty big. If you are trading futures today, please size down your contracts, because volatility like this, you can't trade your normal sizing. That's 20 points on ES in 5 minutes. It's yeah.
So one thing that I'm seeing here is in the first 3 minutes, our range is already 0.55%, or on NQ in this case, it's 135 points. We haven't gotten ranges like that. And this also happened yesterday. So I'll go to a 15-minute chart here. So our orb yesterday was 0.86.
Sure.
Our orb today so far in the first 4 minutes is 0.55.
Yeah. The VIX is up 4% today as well.
The VIX?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what I'm going to look for here. So like if we just go, so I went to the orb by size report, and what I want to look for is just this section over here, the actual individual sizes of each of these. And what you can see, and I'm just scrolling back, so the highest is the current, is like the most recent.
Sure.
But you can see more recently, these orb sizes have been growing. So 0.78, 0.45, 0.56, 0.85, 0.71. This is all in the last 2 weeks. But you look before, 0.2, 0.24, 0.4, 0.37, 0.34. Like these are much smaller. These are half the size, the orbs.
Yep.
And you start to look, okay, 0.3, 0.3, 0.48, like I mean, this is probably a holiday. But you look at these and you don't really see orbs that are as big as they are. So now immediately, I don't know what does this mean? I don't really know yet, but that signals something to me. In my mind, this is raising a flag of, I know that the orbs are usually going to be less than 0.5%. Now, in the last 2 days, consistently, both significantly bigger. So now I'm looking, okay, the average is probably going to be 0.3 here. Honestly, I'm just eyeballing it, obviously. But right here, it's super rare that you see some of these that are, wow, what a reversal here on ES.
Yeah, geez, look at that. Yeah, Tesla is starting to pump. Yeah.
Wow. So that's absolutely insane. But I'll just finish my thought in 1 second.
Yeah, Tesla starting to claw back a little bit. NVIDIA as well. Yeah, how's that, bro? Whew.
Wow, Palantir also ripping right now. Google ripping.
Yeah.
Tesla ripping. Meta still below 600. NVIDIA ripping. Interesting. I mean, so if we look just at the gap size here, we're looking at 1.5%. That is absolutely massive. So I would be like going for this retracement, this ultimate reversal setup right now is absolutely a low probability play. But if it works, it will obviously be it will pay a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah, NVIDIA and Tesla both also, yeah, as you said, Palantir, they're both starting to claw back after overnight losses.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, this is where I'm just going to do this for the last year. But immediately I want to know, let's look at April for a second. Look at the beginning of April. Orbs, by the way, over 1%, 0.8, 1.3, 1.8, 0.8, 2%, 1%, 1.2, 1.4, 0.6. Like this is super volatile. This environment here, this was obviously in April. This was consistent, all above this 0.9 practically. And then we had, again, all in this 0.4 to 0.6 area here. And then it started to die down. But you see in April, massive volatility. That's what it seems like we're getting again here. Way larger volatility. I mean, do you have like a trade setup here that you're looking for?
Yeah, I would like longs back above previous day's lows, but let's see what happens.
I mean, yeah, of course, these longs are. It would really suck, honestly, if this is going to be another one of those days where it just runs with like no structure and we just have to like sit here and watch it. But what I'm seeing right now is that ES is weaker.
Yeah,
relatively.
Nasdaq starting to is trading a lot more bullish at the moment. We're getting, we're bouncing off those lows quite heavily.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a coffee. Just 1 second.
Yeah, so let's get my screen up here. So you can see Tesla starting to rip, NVIDIA as well. And then André did speak about Palantir. So look at that. Yeah, NVIDIA looking, I mean, we've worked the lows now. NVIDIA looks like we are actually back above previous day's lows on NVIDIA. I trade live on my platform every single day. The link is in my bio. And then, Mondays and Fridays with André and the team. We got some exciting things coming up as well. So stay tuned for that for sure. Anyone in any trades at the moment? Anyone in any trades? Not yet. In and out on that short. Okay, nice. So you got the short at the open. Yeah, nice. Yeah, because NVIDIA definitely on that 50-minute, that wick on that 50-minute time frame looks pretty nasty. NQ bounced as well. Good solid 5-minute closure. We could definitely see back up towards previous days lows on NQ as well, which will be up at 25K. How do you suggest we go through each segment of the orb algo settings to find strategies aside from day and week optimization? Yeah, let me get André on there. He'll give better insights into that for sure. I'll get André to answer that question for you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty big rejection there. Do we get previous day's lows though? We'll have to see. We'll have to see in the next bit. Yeah, André, we got a question here for you. So let's. How do you suggest we go through each segment of the orb algo settings to find strategies, apart from customizing each day?
So if you go to the algos page here, and if you go to this step 2, so I'm in the get started section, and if you just go to step 2, what you'll see towards the end here is I actually will do it with you guys, right? So you can see, like, I actually will do the like a lot of the optimizations with you guys here. So this is important for you guys to watch. Like, obviously,
Sure.
I don't make these videos for fun. I do them because it's important. So watching this section over here, like, I don't recommend just like putting it on your charts and trying to figure it out. Like, that is genuinely just a bad idea. Like, we redid the entire onboarding flow for the algos intentionally. So the get started page is where everyone should get started. So you watch this first, you watch this second. You need to understand how the backtester works in order to do anything. So right over here, you need to watch this. This is the orb breakdown. Here are some Excel explainers. And then the next step is just to go and automate them.
Sure.
You should go and like see how they work first, but there's really 3 steps here. So looking at different strategies, meaning like, do you want to use a 5-minute orb versus a 15-minute orb, or a 30-minute orb, or whatever it is, or do you want to use a 3-minute chart versus whatever else? There is no solid answer, right? Like, there is no single answer that's going to give you like this is it. This is the holy grail. Like, that doesn't exist, obviously. God, I need to stop this. This is so annoying.
I think if NVIDIA starts to rip here, which we are seeing, it's really taking out for new highs here. We could definitely
ripping right now. But yeah, so just to close the answer to that question is, I would need a little bit more information on kind of like what you have in mind there, but that orb video in the algo section will answer like 99% of your questions. And if you have any more questions, what I would recommend is that you just reach out right over here to our support and we'll help you there. It does say AI agent, but we actually do have a team that will help from there. So if you want some more guidance, we're not going to give you what settings to use, obviously, but we'll help you like understand how it works.
Sure.
Yeah. What are you thinking here, James?
I'm thinking long now, bro. I mean, if NVIDIA starts to rip, we could definitely see the NASDAQ come higher. That's for sure. Okay, we've just set the 50-minute opening range now as well. I mean, that's a pretty big 50-minute bar rejection. Look at that wick on NVIDIA as well.
Yeah. So you want to pull up your charts?
Yeah. Look at that.
You're looking at.
So look at the 50-minute bar here on NVIDIA. Look at that. I mean, that is a 3% move in 15 minutes.
It's absolutely insane, honestly.
I mean, NVIDIA continues to climb higher. We could definitely see NASDAQ starting to rip now as well. What are your thoughts here?
I want to look for a long entry. I would love to see a little bit of a pullback, to be honest. But yeah, I would like to look for a long entry. Obviously, but
yeah,
I need a little bit of a pullback just to enter, just to give me some structure to go off of. Because otherwise, I mean, what am I going to do? Like,
yeah,
I don't really like to just long. Like, I personally, I know that there are people that will just buy this and make money. But in my opinion, for every time that you do that and you win, that builds a bad habit of not having a proper risk to reward set. Whether it's a 0.5 to 1 or a 1 to 1 or a 6 to 1, it doesn't matter. But it is very difficult to long with no solid stop loss.
Yeah.
I mean, like if we get a pullback to 800 and then, I mean, I don't know. Like now I'm fishing for a trade pretty much. And even now we're 140 points away from previous day's low here, from previous New York low. I don't know. The thing is, like, buying into strength, or you're buying when price is moving like aggressively higher, is like not that terrible of an idea. It's just I would love a little bit of like a valid stop loss.
Sure.
Like I don't love to set a stop loss based on P&L. I like to set my stop loss where my trade idea is invalid.
Yeah, ES NQ to view app. Let's see. Yeah, it's that overnight view app. ES and NQ. I mean, I would like something like this, you know, where we get back above previous day's lows and then we look for the continuation trade potentially.
Yeah.
Tesla ripping as well.
Yeah, this is like, the thing is, if it continues, you're going to be pissed that you didn't buy. But if it reverses, looking back, like let's say you're looking back at this trade tomorrow, if it reverses, you're going to be like, how could I have ever gotten long there?
Yeah.
I mean, that's me at least. And I'm sitting here kind of like getting agitated a little bit. That's like, hey, can we just like cool it for a second? But yeah, like NVIDIA ripping, Tesla ripping, Google ripping, Palantir ripping. Apple's the significant lagger here for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, this ultimate reversal setup is might actually work today.
Yeah, look at Palantir as well. Palantir ripping. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of this type of move, to be honest. But the thing is that these are okay. Perfect. Yeah. Let's do something here. Let's get a little bit of a pullback.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Anyone taken any trades? I mean, you could have maybe scalped a few points on the longs there for sure. That's why I'm lagging as well in terms of the indexes. Is trading still within the 15-minute range.
Yeah.
SMCR also bouncing. Still waiting, yeah. We are back above overnight VWAP on ES. There you go. There's my NQ orb algo told me to get long. So I'm long on one of my algo.
Wow, your max orb size is pretty big.
Yeah. Would yours
go ahead.
Would yours be off for today because of the orb size?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because, or I would have two, because what happens is today the orb is 200 points, 220 points. So if you want to target half of that, your target is 110 points away.
Sure.
So what I do is have a second one that has tighter. Like now, if your orb is 200 points, you only need to target 25% of it.
Correct.
For a 50-point move. So that's the way that I kind of think about it. But I mean, there's no right way to do it. If you were, you know what I mean? Like that's just the way that I would do it. But looking at this 5-minute chart here, I mean, what was the orb algo the spot to enter? Yeah, it seems like it was. Like that entry that your algo took, I mean, there it is. It's there. There's that reversal, and there it runs. Wow.
Yeah, NQ start. I mean, we could definitely go vertical here on this. Jeez. Look at that. That's just straight up.
I mean, you must be in solid profit right now with your algo.
With my orb algo, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to. I don't have those accounts up though. Like I don't watch them, bro. I just let them do their thing.
No, it's honestly.
Otherwise, I stuff around with them. I discretional trade. Yeah.
No, I fully agree. You can't do that.
Yeah, Tesla. Tesla gets above the previous day's lows as well. We could definitely start to see. There we go. There we go. That white line is those the white dotted line is that previous day's lows on Tesla. If I zoom in here like this, like that. The video is ripping them. The video actually now green on the day.
Dude, insane.
Wow. I'm in a trade on my NQ orb algo, Marcel. Yeah. So no manual trades right now.
Wow, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, look at that go. You'll see the ping on my left-hand side when I get the notification to get in or out. Oh, well, of the algo.
I mean, I'm not. You're looking for a job. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's working. So you're looking for a big move right now, which is nice because on these types of days, like I actually want to. This is such a perfect example of. This is such a perfect example of when, like right now, you guys watched me. I can't find an entry. I can't find an entry. I'm not going to get long here. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. James has a back-tested orb algo that he has optimized, that he's happy with.
Yep.
That got long on this pullback. That I didn't. I don't know if you guys saw, but I had my was trying to plot out some sort of like risk to reward, like where would I put my stops, whatever else. He got long. Emotionally, I was like, I don't know. I need a bigger pullback. And now he's in significant profit right now. So another great example of like when the algos trigger, just leave it.
Yeah.
As crazy as it may be to watch it like that, just leave it. Because Jim Simons, the number one quant hedge fund in the world, if you gave this guy, I think
it's crazy.
I can't even like say it because of how it is. But I think if you gave this guy $1,000 in 1988, it would be worth like $100 million today.
That's wild.
Like because he's gotten like 60% returns every single year, net of fees. Like the guy's a sick cat. Like all of his stuff is purely data backed. They have never done a discretionary trade. And what he says, and I'll tweet the clip, but what he says is, no matter how crazy the trade looks that the computer is going to take, you never interfere. With the actual trade.
Yeah.
Because you can't back test the emotions of the trader in like you can't backtest the trading guy having a bad morning or being in traffic or getting into an argument.
Correct.
You can't interfere with it that way. But yeah, bro, it's crazy.
Yeah, this is pretty wild, bro.
I'm going to see if I could find this on Twitter. Because I want to play it actually right now. We won't get, like, nothing will happen if I play this clip, right?
No. What do you mean nothing will happen?
Like there's no copyright or whatever?
No, it shouldn't be. Shouldn't be. Okay. I don't know. We'll see afterwards.
Yeah. Okay, whatever.
Holly, I just passed 10 challenge accounts. Took one. Nice. Solid. You get those longs. Yeah, but the algo is all going today. Yeah, the algo is all going today.
Yeah, the algo is all going today. Yes.
Yeah. This is where I agree. Like, André, like from a discretional trading perspective, I mean, if I took a long here and it just reverses on me, I'll be like, what the hell? Like, we're down, 4% in 2 days. I'm getting in front of a steam train here, but I'm just letting my backtested algo do the thing. And this is where I agree with you. You don't want to mess around with the settings, because even as crazy as it might look, you don't want to look like an idiot where it was this thing rips for me, Yeah,
exactly. Like, again, I personally would not take a long. I couldn't justify it. The algo triggers, executes perfectly. And now, of course, it's not always going to be like this. It's never going to be perfect like this. But overall, the algo triggers and you let it run. Even if you think it's crazy. And I'm going to pull up the clip in a second. I'm trying to find it.
Sure.
But you just let it run and you don't interfere with it, because when you do, you are screwing around with the backtest. And the more you interfere with it, the more you ruin the backtest. So the algo is algoing today.
And look, I also get this stuff. This is the cool thing about the algos. Even if I am on the road traveling, I get them right to my phone, the alerts. You see, there's the trading view alert that came right to my phone. So sometimes I'm still waiting for André and the edgeful team to get the MT5 plugin. But I can take these on my personal cash account on MetaTrader 5 for those who are trading CFDs.
Yeah. So guys, anyone who's in the algo trade, let it run. Don't interfere with it. IBKR, we're actually working on that. It's like a whole process to be able to get an API connection to Interactive. It's like a crazy process to get a connection to Interactive Brokers for some reason. We already applied. We're in the process of doing it, but I just saw a comment. Please, Interactive Brokers. It's been a huge request. The application process is honestly insane, but I'm going to try to find this clip because I really want to play it.
Dude, look at Tesla. Look at Tesla, yeah. I mean, just from Tesla, from overnight, you're down 4%, to now from those overnight lows to where we're sitting at now is 4.5%, where we've just rallied.
Dude, Elon's probably looking at it. I mean, imagine his net worth today. Down probably like 50 billion.
What country is Elon from?
The legend, South Africa.
The legend. Do you know that many people don't know that he actually started PayPal first? That's how he made his first big bucks.
Dude, you know what's crazy? He sold PayPal for like his share was like 200 million or something, and then
he put it all into Tesla, and then dude, I won't lie to you. Like, if I sold a business for $200 million, you're never seeing me ever again.
Dude, he went all in again and then was borrowing money for rent. Imagine you sell your company for
imagine you check $200 million come into your bank account and you're like, stuff that, I'm going to go start another company. He was borrowing money from the banks for rent, bro.
Dude.
And then I think the story goes that Tesla was doing so crap that he actually asked for investors, just here's my plan. Just back me one last time, put money in because I was going insolvent. And then now look at it today, bro. Crazy.
Dude, talk about like for the love of the game. This he doesn't care about money, dude. He's doing it for the love of the game. Like,
yeah,
he is down.
In fact, actually, so here's a funny story I can tell you guys. So he went to quite a prestigious all-boys school here in South Africa, and they phoned him when he became the richest man in the world back in like 2022 or 2021, something like that.
Yeah.
And he said, they asked him, listen, Elon, would you like to come back and speak at our Founders Day, our all-boys day? And he's like, I had some of the worst memories over there because he got bullied, I'm sure, because he's probably like more into the books and whatever. And he said, here's $1 million, never contact me again.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's nuts.
I don't know if you've heard of the financial planning or management firm called Alan Gray. Have you heard of Alan Gray?
No.
Okay, so they must be more in South Africa and that. But he went to my school that I went to. I think his net worth when he passed away was $25 or $15 billion, and he gave $1 million to the school as well. As well.
Oh.
Yeah.
That guy was from South Africa?
Yeah, he went to the school that I went to.
Wow. Look at you with all these famous people.
Hey.
Yeah, that's crazy. How is it over there? Do you like it over there? Would you ever leave?
I like where I live, bro. I actually love where I live. It's very nice, bro. Also, the style of lifestyle. You can play golf here, and also if I wanted to live the same lifestyle in America, let's just say Florida or wherever, it would probably cost about 4 times the amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, dude, we play like golf at country clubs. I mean, my golf membership for the whole year is like $600, unlimited golf, and it's at like a country club. I mean, you'll pay 1 round of golf in America for that.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't play golf. I'm a little bit nervous about even exploring golf because I have this like hyper obsessive personality that when I start something, I just want to like do it all the time. And like, no matter what it is, if it's like learning like about AI or if it's like a skill or whatever it is, right? Like a sport or like whatever it is, it's like the only thing I think about. It's like my entire YouTube search history. It's like everything. So
I can also be the same. And you just want to get better and better every single day.
Yeah.
And also a game that you can play great. You can play great the one day and then you can look like a knob the next, bro.
Yeah. Are you interested in any discretionary trades right now?
I am interested in some longs if we get a pullback on NQ for sure.
Where are you looking? I feel like
opening range high, 850.
Yeah. I would love to see something like this.
Sorry, I lagged out for a second there, I think. 850, Andre, 850.
Yeah. I would love to see something like this, but like realistically, it's probably going to be a little bit more of this.
Sure.
Realistically, I'm not expecting like a super clean move again. But yeah, I'm going to expect probably a little bit more of this, some consolidation, and then a move higher, honestly.
Sure.
So and there's my volume again that I'm going to put up. But ES looking weaker. So for me, if I'm looking for shorts, it's going to be on ES, not on NQ, especially looking at Meta right now. Or sorry, not Meta. I meant to say I was looking at the grid and I saw Meta. But especially looking at tech, that tech is ripping right now. I would need to see a pretty strong reversal with like some conviction on. Honestly, like I'm not really interested in shorts, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree, especially with this open.
Yeah, even like scalping a short right now, I'm not interested at all because, again, like we said on the other streams, you're stepping in front of a. I mean, you're not stepping in front of. It's the opposite. Yeah. It's like the opposite of catching a falling knife, like whatever that is.
You're stepping in front of a ripper. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And by the way, guys, I have a 1 minute chart on here, even though I don't really like to trade a 1 minute chart. but I just want to do it so you guys can see a little bit more. I don't know if it matters, honestly, if I should switch to a 5-minute, but yeah, that algo trade was at literally the most perfect spot.
Yep.
That's like stunning. That's perfect.
I am interested in maybe some longs on Tesla here as well, off this opening range high. See how we've kind of had, let's go like this quickly. Yeah. We've kind of had like a break of the opening range high, as you can see, and then a pullback to that opening range high, and now potentially the next leg higher. So that's what I am looking at the moment.
Yeah,
NVDA is a bit too high for me to buy up over here at this price point at the minute.
Yeah. Where is it? Do you know where the target is on your algo? It must be far, right?
It would be.
You don't have to pull it. I don't want you to like pull it up. So
yeah,
you start
it would be. It should be around. I think I've got mine at 0.6 R of the orb at the moment, so it would be.
Yeah, it's pretty far away. But I was just curious because what's nice now for you is that the ultimate reversal setup is not out of the question here. Now we're really close to previous days low. We're very close to opening retracement. I mean, previous sessions close pretty far away from the high of day right now. It's like still 100 points or 120 points roughly. But the longs are, and I just drew out these boxes here, but this is some structure that I'm looking at. Okay, we can see some area here. Price comes down, bounces back up, comes back down. And the difficult part about a 1-minute chart is that this looks like a bounce, and it is technically, because price did trade down here and then bounced 56 points and then came back down and then bounced another 100 points.
Sure.
So I'll switch over to a 5-minute quickly, just because this is, in my opinion, the better time frame. At least this is really the shortest time frame that I like to be on, to be honest. But just looking at the comments here quickly. Very valuable to listen to you two live. Just pull this up. Appreciate that. I'm happy. I'm actually really excited that we started doing these. The response has been great. So we'll definitely continue to do them for sure. There's no question about it. So I really like these. I'm assuming James likes them too. It seems like you guys like them. So I appreciate you guys. Yeah, always feel free to ask questions, even if you think it's a stupid question. It might be I'm not going to say there's no such thing as a stupid question, because there are stupid questions. But we're not going to call you out to be like, that was dumb. But we do want you to ask, right? That's what we're doing here. We're makes sense that the OCD guy invents a stats page. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's actually could not be more spot on. But we want you guys to ask questions. We want you guys to comment, like engage with us, like let us know what your thoughts are. Hey, I'm looking for the longs here. What do you guys think, or whatever else? Like, this is what we're doing this for. So we want to make this interactive. We want to make sure that you guys are getting value from this. Obviously, we would not do it otherwise if we didn't think that you guys would get value, or we're not trying to give you guys value. So yeah, just looking at this area right here. And this is where you can start to build some structure, right? We get 20 minutes until the IB forms, 20 minutes until the opening candle. Obviously, opening candles will be bullish. IB buy rejections will be bullish. I'm just going to get a water quick. I'll be right back.
All good. Yeah, so ES still, I mean, could be looking at longs here 100%. Yeah, so
I see Keith's comment. Let me pull it up quick. Keith's comment, trying to read the reports and understand the algos. If you go to the algos page right here, so in this left sidebar, you go to this red one, the one that says algos. You think this is big enough, James? Should I make it bigger?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to the algos page right over here on the left. Obviously, I'm assuming you've been there. Go to the get started. The get started page, there's 3 sections here. They're very, very short. Setting expectations. These videos are mandatory. Whatever it is, these videos are mandatory. So watching this is how you understand the TradingView Deep Backtester, and then our recommended algo is the orb. Watch this video. In this video, I'm not sure how long you've been on this stream, but in this video, I also go through some of the settings, how to think about the settings, how to change the settings. So this video right here is going to be the one that you want to use if you're new to the algos. Right over here, this is step 2 in the get started page of edgeful.com/algos. Right over here, this is where you want to start. And in this one, I also touch on a little bit of what goes on down here. So just as watch this video from start to finish. You don't need to watch it 10 times, but if you play it on 2x speed, it will give you a lot of value. And I actually don't recommend that you start with all of the algos, just this one to start. Try it out for a month, let it play out. We'll talk about some of that right here in the setting expectations video. But yeah, Keith, I totally get that it can be overwhelming sometimes. We try to make it pretty piecemeal with the steps so you can digest it individually in a place that's like all in one.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. James, are you looking for this this retest of the orb high here?
I'm just watching also YM. YM's actually lagging a bit. We're still trading at those lows.
At the lows?
Yeah. Still look at that. Look at on YM.
This is the Dow. You know what sucks about the YM that people don't really know about? It's not a market cap weighted stock. It's not a market cap weighted ETF. It's a price weighted ETF.
Interesting.
So, or index. So what that means is if something has a higher stock price, like Netflix is at 1,100 or 1,200 because it just hasn't split or whatever, that will have more weight in the Dow because of the price. And the price is totally arbitrary. The actual price of any stock doesn't matter. Ever.
What happens if there's a stock split?
Then I'm not sure exactly, but theoretically it would be less weighted in the Dow.
Interesting.
Which is weird, right? Like it doesn't really make sense, but I'm going to check right now.
Yeah, so I'm also still waiting. Agreed with that. Tesla actually coming back down now into the orb. I still like the longs, but I think sitting on your hands is not a bad, from a discretional play right now, is not bad.
Yeah, I'll move this in a second, but Dow Jones price weighted. So I'm looking for a little bit of an example here. I don't know. I might just ask ChatGPT and have it do that. But pretty much the Dow is the only one that's price weighted, which is weird. And I don't look at it because it's price weighted. And
that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm mainly trading ES and NQ. So
yeah. So James, if this orb high fails, what are you looking at? Are you still looking for this bullish move? Are you looking for this?
As long as we stay above the overnight view app and the opening range high, I'm still going to be looking at longs.
Yeah,
I'm tempted to get a long in here on the NASDAQ right now.
Yeah, Apple's finally pushing. Tesla's looking like it's reversing. I don't know, man. I still don't. Okay. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if it gets above this level on the charts I had at 25K, that I would see, I could see us filling at least back up to 25,150, which would be midnight price, the changeover of day price. You know what? I'm going to actually take a long here, Andre.
Okay.
Yeah. I was in at 29,935. 24,935. Let's see how it goes. I got in just before that.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad long at all. Like I said before, I was not expecting it to push like this, the way that it is. I was expecting a little bit more of this before one of those. It's not happening right
now. Get back above 25K. I think that's
what is going on?
It's pretty crazy.
Actually. Yes, actually, new hive day before NQ here, which is very interesting to me because it was the weaker one. So is tech reversing right now? Wow, Meta with an absolute ridiculous candle.
Okay, so I'm in those longs. We can go to, let's bring on my screen here.
Yeah, pull up your screen here.
And just speak through why I like the longs here. So my algo is still running in the background. So just to keep everyone up to date with that. But this is the discretional play. We've got obviously overnight momentum to the downside, but now we're just ripping. We're trading above the opening range high, above overnight VWAP, which I like, also above New York session VWAP. And we've kind of rejected it at the moment. I'm just looking for the next leg higher. If it comes back down into the range and starts melting, then I'll obviously get out of it.
So now if it reverses, are you not as interested? Like, do you ever take the second test of your entry? If you missed the first entry,
I do sometimes. It just depends on what price action does. So someone actually asked me this question yesterday because, funny enough, I actually made money longs on ES yesterday. If at the open, yeah, exactly. I took these longs over here on ES. It was actually pretty wild. I should have taken shorts later on in the afternoon, but this was my long yesterday on ES. I took this on a live stream as well, but I literally took this bounce off opening range low back towards opening range high. That was my long yesterday. And guys were asking me, but James, the data was showing bearish continuation. I agreed with them, but I'm always looking at price action first. So if price action is giving me a nice little scalp long, I'm going to take it, you know? And then if I was really on my A+ day yesterday, I think I should have been getting in some shorts, later on in the day, like down here, and then looking for continuation plays.
Yeah.
Yes, there's also now new half day for the regular market hours, not extended hours. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just sitting here looking. But Eddie asked a question here. 8 charts on TradingView or another platform. That's on TradingView. So I have a specific layout. So right over here, you can see on your thing, it'll say layout setup right over here. What you can do is if you click on this, it'll allow you to have like any iteration practically of as many charts as you want in any layout you want. So I have 8. It's not for any particular reason that I have 8. It's just like if you have more, then it's just harder to read them. But I have ES, NQ, Tesla, Google, NVDA, Meta, Apple, Palantir. Not that Palantir should be on here, honestly. It should probably be something that's in the top 10. I'll probably end up replacing this. But yeah, that's how I have these 2 here. And I would be a little bit more interested in a long here if we get one of those. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, hold on. So what I was just saying was up here on the top right, you can see this layout setup. This is where you can pick any version or any iteration of a layout type right over here. So you click on this and you can save a different layout just because it would be annoying if this is like your personal one. Like I have a bunch of tabs up here, but yeah. So right now here I have 2 side by side right over here, ES and NQ, but yeah, that's how you can do it. This is on TradingView. I personally really like to have it so I can just switch back and get to see like what's going on with everything. The same way, pretty similarly with the screener, the edgeful screener. That's how you can, what's it called? See pretty much like everything at once. Now, nothing has formed yet in the daily bias template. We got 9 minutes until that forms, but yeah. So, by the way, if we get a nice little consolidation in this zone here above this orb high, I would be more interested in longs. Specifically, what would be, it looks like NQ is starting to become the weaker one, which is weird because Apple's ripping. Meta just had a really giant bullish candle, but NVIDIA starting to pull back, which might be dragging down. Well, the thing is, NVIDIA is also very heavily weighted in the S&P, so I'm not really sure.
Yes.
But ES is definitely the stronger one.
Right. YM starting to come off its lows as well. So that could maybe drive the NASDAQ trade higher too. My NASDAQ entry price is 935 on NASDAQ. So I'm still in the green.
Team Crips, very well done. Caught 100 points on MNQ and 20 points on MES. Manual execution based on algo backtest. Very nice. That's amazing. Really happy about that. Yeah, but this is when you have days like, or this is my thoughts on this. Let me just pull this off. Okay. When you have this type of move, personally, I kind of, as much as I do hate this type of like barcode, I do kind of like it because it gives me something to place a trade on, right? Like right now, if price comes back into this area, I have a consolidation here. I have a zone that I'm looking at that if price comes back into, I can start to look for entries. And then I have a clear place where if price fails this area, my trade idea of being long is theoretically invalid. Now, the overall bias for today is most likely going to be long, obviously. But my thought here is that if you're scalping here and there, you want to look at, like for me at least, I like to have a little bit more structure to go based off of, because I never, ever, ever have a random 50 point or 20 point stop. Again, we don't have CFD. Like I'm not using CFDs. So I can't pick an arbitrary, like a dollar amount. So I have to have my stop loss where my trade idea is invalidated.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been some good questions here on the chat. Yeah, Meta's still rising. That's why I still like my NQ position.
Yeah, I think it's still very solid too, honestly.
And obviously at my orbs in at a solid price as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a beautiful entry. So
Tesla ripping as well.
Let's see.
Yeah, Tesla is ripping.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to remove this Palantir right now. I'm going to put on. Do you think I should put Amazon in here? I feel like Amazon's not like maybe Netflix or maybe
Amazon doesn't even as an individual stock to trade. Amazon doesn't move well for me.
Amazon's, you know what it was? When Amazon split, it went to garbage. The price action went to garbage after it split. The options on Amazon when it was at 3,000 were amazing. After it split, it was terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so ES coming back into this little area here. NQ kind of sitting. I'm going to switch over to a 5-minute because I feel like there's a lot of noise here right now.
Yeah, I hate lower time frames, bro. Like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I might be interested in the longs here.
Yeah, it's back at my entry price right now.
The thing is, like, I'm not targeting like a 20-point move on ES. That's crazy.
See, we got Nice. So we got Tony here in the Discord as well. It says, nice stream on YouTube this morning, guys. I'm out. Got profit target on Orb NQ. Nice. Great stuff.
Nice. Very nice.
There's our candle. There we go. There we go. Look at this, bro. We're starting to rip now.
Yeah, pull up.
NQ's just picked up 60 points in the matter of a couple minutes. There you go. If we can break these highs back into this previous days, I think we start to move. So get above, as I said, that 25K level. Tesla's ripping, bro. Whew. Tesla's back above 399, almost up back above 400. There you go. Look at that. Look at this.
There's that previous.
This is another. So this is what I would look for again. Same as how I'm trading the Nasdaq. There you go. My edgeful orb just hit TP. There you go. You see bottom left there.
And that must have been 100 points easily.
Yep. Over 100 points.
That's crazy. Unreal. Unreal.
Okay. We're back above 25K on Nasdaq now as well. YM starting to come off its lows. There you go. So look at YM. YM starting to lift now too. Jeez, look at this bar, bro, on the 5 minutes.
Dude, this is insane.
This is wild, dude. Wow.
I mean, your gap.
I'm up 90. I'm up 90, 92, 95 points. Over 90 points on the Nasdaq right now.
Your previous session low, your opening retracement at.
So this is what I'm going to do. Because overnight, I'm going to take off 80% of my trade. Yeah. Lock in some profits. I don't know what it's going to do after this, so I'll take some profits there. See, this is again how we were speaking. I don't like to go up 90 points on the Nasdaq and then it reverse back to my entry, bro.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. But there, you should actually. So this is cool. You actually get to see the edge for our discretional trading, but also the algos. Look here, edge for algo. Then it sends alert to my. And I had a DAX winner this morning as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. There you go. Tesla just hit back above $400. So that's, as I said, very similar to the NASDAQ trade. Obviously, Tesla and NASDAQ will move pretty much in sync, but we get a break of the opening range high. We get a pullback into that New York session VWAP, which is that blue line. And then, could be looking to take longs off the bounce play over there and get that move up from something like this, like that.
Yeah. And
stop like that. Like that.
And the IB just formed, opening candle just formed, IB by rejection formed. So we have.
Okay, yeah. Someone's asking here, could you take us through steps how you got the 100-point gain? Yep, can walk through it. So from the orb, I'm using a 5-minute closure outside the orb. So my orb trade would have taken here at 5 minutes after the open over there. That's where my algo took it. But for my discretional trade, we get a break above overnight VWAP, above opening range high. I get the pullback and a rejection, and I'm just looking to take the longs. So using VWAP with the edgeful data, and obviously everything now, if you go to the edgeful screener as well, if on the left-hand side here on the screener, right, everything would be pointing in the long bias. I'm pretty certain of that. So let's just there we go. Yeah. Look at that. Look at the one that I like to use, Andre, is that opening candle continuation. It's such a powerful report, bro. A lot of the times what happens in that first hour could determine the rest of the day. You can see over here, like on the stocks, Apple is having a bullish first hour. Microsoft, Meta, NVDA, Tesla, QQQ, SPA, you know?
Yep. It's...
that's all on stock. Let's go to, oh yeah, I see you've changed this. You have stock, futures, and then all. Let's go all.
Yeah, click all, yeah. For whatever, for some technical reasons, it will always default to whatever you're on. We can't default it to all. I mean, like we could, but we can just like hard code it, but like we don't want to hard code it. But
yeah. How do you set overnight view app versus regular view app on TradingView? So overnight view app, you can just go to, I think my one that I use is called view app auto anchored. Yep, it's view app auto anchored. That's the indicator that I use. You can just go here. And then I favorited it, so it's called VWAP AA. VWAP Auto Anchored is actually made by TradingView, so that's the one I use. And then the settings on it, I think it's Open Hawk Pose 3. That's what I have. So that's what I have. And I take off all the bands and everything like that, and then I just style it to how I've got it as black.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I'm super annoyed right now that I didn't... that I didn't take this long.
I mean, there could still be plays later on in the day, bro. You know?
Yeah, but dude, we're up. I mean, the range here is 400
It's massive.
points.
No, I agree.
Like, if you look at this box that I drew before.
That's it.
I mean, it's...
There you go, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you had the level to trade off of.
I'm super annoyed that I didn't take it, honestly.
Yeah, also, but this is also like for you, it's kind of like the first times that you're actually doing live trading and streaming at the same time, right?
Yeah. I
always say to myself, because I've been doing this for like 4 years, I always say my trading comes first, and then I'll explain why I'm taking the trade afterwards. Because at the end of the day, I need to make money trading, right? So the guys on stream, if I'm taking a trade, I'm going to take my trade and then explain afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled about this. When this was coming back down in here, I was looking at it, but I just wasn't. I don't know. Yeah, I left a lot on the table today, for sure. Like, I would not consider today the best execution on my end.
I think it's also a tough trade, bro, I guess, because we're moving lower overnight. You know, no one really expects this pop, you know?
Yeah, honestly, this one was a lot of the better move, but I don't know. That's in hindsight, of course, but I don't know. Rapid eye movement. Get the freaking algo, bro. Yeah, my algo didn't trigger today because the orb size was too big.
It's too big, yeah.
Yeah. I would have loved if it did, but it didn't, unfortunately.
Yeah, and just to keep everyone, I think we got about 300 people watching us live here this morning. So we're going to be live here Mondays and Fridays at 9 a.m., walking through how I'm trading, how Andre's trading, the algos, edgeful, everything like that. But yeah, just to give value.
Yeah. I appreciate you, Mr. Fast Car Mike.
I like it.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm sitting here like, damn. I mean, I have no regrets of not entering anywhere here. No regrets about that. This, I'm not gonna lie, this is where the algo had entered actually, but I would have not entered here either. I like to see some, again, like it's really hard to set a stop loss here. Like if we zoom in for a second, like it's very hard to set a stop loss on this pullback. Like where are you going to set it? Like down here, that's arguably 100 points away. So I'm not doing it. But when price breaks out and then retests this area, this is the nice entry. This is the nice entry. This is where James had entered right over here. That's a great entry. Looking for a new high of day, looking for that ultimate reversal setup with the previous session's low, with the opening retracement, with the previous session's close. Now the move already, we've gone 400 points on NQ. We've gone 70 points on ES. These are giant moves, especially within the first hour. Very, very big moves. But again, there's your opening retracement that just got hit on NQ. But yeah, poor execution from my end today on the trades here.
Do you think sometimes, André, this is like a good question, because you mentioned about like you want to be perfect with everything. Do you think sometimes from your discretional trading that you want to like a perfect entry all the time?
Yeah, of course. It's literally like the biggest pain in the ass in my life. It's like, yeah, of course. I always want them. That's a big problem actually for anyone who's like perfectionist. Trading is like not. It takes a lot to get used to it.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not. It makes it very difficult because you want to get the perfect entry. You want to wait for price to get to your perfect whatever, and like you just realize that you can never make it perfect. And luckily, I've not like mastered it, but I have like gotten over this idea that I need to have the perfect entry or the perfect stop or whatever, like the perfect target every time. However, yeah, of course, I would have loved if NQ pulled back deeper into this zone, but it bounced perfectly off of and I haven't moved this box, so you guys can rewind. Like I haven't moved this box since I plotted it 30, 40 minutes ago, whenever I did that. Almost 40 minutes ago now. But I wanted a deeper pullback into here so I can set my stop genuinely below this orb high. But I mean, you don't like here, even if it gets to halfway, this is a 50-point stop, which is usually roughly my stop loss size. But still, it's tough to try to get that perfect entry. Like this is where scaling in sometimes can help. Yeah, algos are training here. I'll pull this up right now. Algos are training me to be better at not looking at for perfection in my manual trading. Yeah, it's honestly helped me a lot because I know that when my algo runs, that my discretionary trading is going to be separate on the side, and whether my algo makes or loses money that day, like typically the win rate that I like is going to be higher. So even if my winners are smaller, it's more likely that day is going to be a winner. So then it gives me some breathing room with my discretionary trading. But yeah, the thing is, for me at least, I go back and forth a lot about being patient with the entries and being like, you should just get in, right? So here, I mean, this was a perfect entry. This was a perfect entry, but when it was happening, I wanted a deeper move down. To be honest, I thought that price was actually going to break the low of this box, which is when I would have liked to ideally entered, but now I mean it's too late. Like the move is gone. So, but whatever. I mean, this is part of the deal, right? Like this isn't the first trade that I've missed, and it's not going to be the last. So
not going to be the last one. Yeah,
it's not going to be the last one. And what I've learned through losing a lot of money is that typically leaning towards the more patient side will end up making you more money than the opposite. If you're more impatient,
with that.
If you're more impatient, you'll end up losing more money over time.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're more patient, yes, you'll miss trades, but you'll be better off over the long term.
Sure. I'm going to take some more profits off here on my NQ trade.
Yeah, dude, you must be up like
160 points.
Yeah, Jesus.
Wow.
So is anyone taking these trades right now? Has anyone taken any trades yet today? I know that there's been a ton of people. One guy, actually, I'll pull this back up. This is crazy. This is awesome. Where is it? Here. Awesome. Past 10 challenge accounts, took 1,400 each. That's absolutely awesome. Ambient. Congrats. That is awesome.
Yeah, our guys are asking me, you can follow me. I've just put, you can put my link in the chat that you can follow me and André on socials.
Yeah.
We live on André's Twitter account or X account as well as mine at the moment. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know if we continue getting a follow through yet at the moment, but I mean, it's been a pretty big move right now.
Yeah, price just broke the IB high. So just putting my IB on, opening candle, opening candle. Let me turn off this orb for a second. I mean, I'll actually leave the orb on because, I mean, price is so far from the orb down that like the orb is kind of like play. It's 200 points away, so I'll just turn it off. So we have price broken. Let's just go to our screener for a second. So 63% bullish, practically everything is bullish. However, I need to consider the previous day's range here. Previous day's range, the reason that all these are bearish is because price opened below previous day's low. If it opens or touches in any capacity the previous day's low, this is when it will count as, wow, this gap fill. I said it before earlier on the stream, but I said the gap fill is very low probability if it will get hit, but if it does get hit, it's a giant winning trade. But the previous day's low was hit, which is slightly bearish, but in this case, there's an overwhelming bullish bias across the board. Even with an overall bearish bias on the previous day's range report, everything else is bullish today. So you still have almost 65% bullish, 5% neutral. Pretty much like everything is kind of already set. And what that means is 5% neutral is that there's not, almost everything is already triggered either bullish or bearish, which is nice to know. So there's not going to be much change to this today.
Yeah, NVDA also.
Yeah, I mean, James, you might as well hold to your 25.99 at this point.
Yeah.
Whatever
I got 10% of my original size left on.
Yeah.
I did say I would like that overnight price of 150, 150. So we're 70 points away from there. So let's see if we can get up there at the moment.
So yeah, this is just like an absolutely insane move.
Dude, Tesla's are now green on the day, 0.32% after being down 4%, 4.5% pre-market. That was a brilliant break and retest of that opening range high on Tesla.
So I just can't believe that I didn't take this trade. Yeah. Not ideal.
Just a little bit off topic. Do you think a stock like Rivian's good to buy long term?
You know what, dude? I see so many of them on the road.
Oh, really?
That's not, a lot. It's not a signal to buy it, obviously. It's not a signal to buy the stock, but
no, sure. Yeah. There's a lot of Rivians on the road I'm gonna buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're looking at, let's just pull it up here quick. What is it?
The ticker name's RRVN. Yeah.
Wow, what a chart. Look at this chart.
Yeah, I know. But look, it's starting to base out there on the daily time frame, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough chart because Rivian, like, you might as well buy Tesla. Like, are you trying, like, is the trade here to buy Tesla early?
Yeah.
Like, is that the idea? Like, is this like an early stage Tesla? Is that why you're interested?
No, I was just seeing them on the daily time frame breaking out, and I was like, potentially for a longer, with a stock that's got high potential,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't really look at like trend lines too often, but if you do something like this, like, it's clearly, I mean, not horrible, honestly, even if you were to kind of raise this up a little bit, not horrible. the thing is, dude, there's companies like this. These EV companies are very driven by regulations a lot.
Sure.
Like tax credits, and if the tax credits go away, how is that going to impact this? Like people are not going to want to buy as much, and that's going to impact demand and whatever else. And do they have the infrastructure with the chargers and whatever else, the whole thing. Like Tesla's doing all of it. So if you're trying to take that, not that Tesla's honestly a car company anymore, it's like really more of a software company, realistically. But dude, what is going on? Your profit target was just hit?
Yeah, I'm fully out now. 150. Yeah, I just got hit. My take profit just got hit.
Wow. Jesus. What's that clown makeup? That's hold on. This is me right now. This is me. Every time that price retested this zone that I drew, and I didn't take it, and then now this is me right now as price is 260 points above my zone high. So that's me right here, this guy.
It is crazy, dude. It's just wild. I mean, this is dude, welcome to the volatile markets. I mean, VIX is back down. VIX was up 4% on the day. Normally when VIX is high, stocks are falling, and now obviously just absolutely ripping.
So one other thing dude, what is going on?
It's up to 177 now on NASDAQ. Wow.
So for anyone, this is crazy. But for anyone who's watching this right now, the issue that I see with this type of price action is that tomorrow, let's just say Monday comes around or next Wednesday comes around, and there's something like this, and you want to expect a 100-point move or a 150-point move, and then you set your targets really far away, and you expect it to get there because you missed this trade like I did, or you, for whatever reason, let's just say you made a bunch of money today, and you're like, oh, it's going to happen again, right? And then you set your targets really far away, and then price goes up. You're up a lot of money. You're like, it is happening again, and then it reverses, and then you start to like you need to be very clear that this is an outlier day. Like this is very obviously an outlier day. What could have signaled that to you, like I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, was the orb on this day was almost 0.9%. Like I went through, I had gone through the orb. What stands out to me is the orb sizes, right? That's always something I look at, which I should probably talk about more. I don't think I've ever spoken about that publicly, but you look at these orb sizes, right? 0.85, 0.56, 0.78, these like larger orbs. And you compare that to April, right? Not that April is the same. There was a giant catalyst in April, but you compare it to April here, you're looking at 1%, 0.5, 1.1, 0.9, 0.13, or 1.3, almost like 1.8. Like these orb sizes are very big. And this could have a strong correlation to an increased move. Now, I'm actually interested. So we're building edgeful AI right now. This would be actually a really interesting question to ask edgeful AI to say, what have the ranges of the days been on days that have larger orbs? Right? That's a question. Like if edgeful AI was built right now, I would ask that. Right? Today, the orb is 0.88. I want to know what the average is for the last 6 months. It's whatever, double the average. If it's double the average, what has the range been in the last 6 months for every time that it's been double the average? Like what is the range I can expect for the day? And the range being the high to the low of the day, right? So 550 points, like obviously this is an extremely outsized move. This is like not normal to happen. But that's what it is what it is, right? Like it's like, I don't know. I should have taken this trade, honestly, but I don't know. I don't know what to
Dude, this is crazy. I mean, look, YM's just broken out. YM's been lagging. You can see ES and NQ actually up on the day now, green on the day after being down 1%. YM's now just broken outside of its opening range high as well. So do we see that rip too?
Are you going to trade it? Like, do you trade it?
I mean, if it gives me an opportunity, I might, I'm a DJ sometimes. I might see it on one or two accounts.
Maybe I need to take a little bit of notes from you, a little degen activities, and start to.
Dude, I will say stuff that I do well. I would say that like when I spot an opportunity in the markets, I will, and I see like it's an A+ trade, I will throw caution to the wind and send it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, dude, you gotta. I mean, if you see your setup, you gotta do it.
And yeah, I mean, and it can obviously some days when you throw caution to the wind and it doesn't work out and you get slammed, that you got to just be able to take that on the chin. I think that's something that I've had to learn in my trading career. I've been doing it, still relatively new, 8 years, but like when I see a nice setup like those NQ longs, I hit those pretty hard today on the longs. So because I like the setup, it was V bottoming out. My algo was long. I wanted to go long, so. But then on other days where you take a big position size, you got to be willing to cut it as well, which sometimes you don't want to, and then you take full stop on it, which isn't nice, but you got to pay to play, Yeah,
100%. And yeah, I've actually been pretty. I think that my intuition has been serving me a lot better in November than it did in October.
Sure.
When it comes to like charting out, like finding good zones, finding good areas, like looking for entries, looking where like trades are invalid. My intuition has aligned a lot better with November's price action, like with this. But the problem is when I see an orb that's 0.9, when I see whatever, let's go to a 5-minute chart quickly. When I see these giant 5-minute candles, which in this case, again, was a great opportunity to go long. Was I expecting a move here of another 300 points to the top side? Absolutely not. I will not even pretend that I could have seen this coming. I said it in the beginning of the stream. Previous sessions closed, this gap fill, you guys can rewind. Before the market opened, I said that if this is a very low probability area here, but if it happens, you're going to print.
Yeah.
I had no expectations that this was actually going to get hit today. I would have expected a move to, at most, previous sessions low and expecting some consolidation here. But, I mean, you just got to look at some of these names and look at the moves that they're putting in right now. If we look at, like, the entire Mag 7 is green, practically, besides Google and Netflix. Like, that's hard to believe based on what happened this morning. Everything opened way lower, and now everything is green now. Like, that's something that's pretty unexpected. So my intuition has been pretty solid, but when you see these larger ranges or additional volatility, you need to readjust your expectations of whether your targets or what your stop loss needs to be. Typically, you want to size down, which is what James actually had mentioned earlier.
Yeah, on the futures contracts. Yeah.
On the futures contracts, like you want to size down so you can let your trades breathe and you don't get stopped out on some volatility. Like these candles.
Yeah, because if you had taken NQ, let's just say you normally trade one money. Let's just, for example, say that, and you want to risk $400 a trade. I mean, you could just be down on 1 wick $400, and then you're actually not letting your trade play out. So when volatility is high, and I think that's a good point what you mentioned there, André, about when the orb size is big compared to what, like let's just say for the previous week, it's been on average NQ 50 points. And then all of a sudden you get a 150 point orb, size down and take smaller size, because then you're able to stay in your trade by getting that extra move and giving yourself extra breathing room.
Yeah. Like I'm on a 5-minute chart just to kind of even touch on what James is saying right now. I'm going to measure this candle right here. This seems to me like to be the smallest candle on the chart right now. Yeah. So from the high to the low, it's 53 points. Maybe this one might be a little bit smaller. 48. Okay, so the smallest 5-minute candle here is 48 points. If you were trading with a 20-point stop, I mean, like, there's no way that you made money today. Like, it's just so sizing down and setting a better expectation immediately. So for anyone who was here from the beginning of the stream, which I obviously recommend you guys actually sit here and like watch from the beginning, but For anyone who was here in the beginning, the first thing that we noticed was in the first 3 minutes of the open, the orb was already like 0.5 something %. Immediately, what that triggered in my mind is bigger than average, additional volatility. Then I went to the orb size, and I read through all of the orb sizes to see what has the average been. Is this larger than average? Yes, it was. When was the last time something like this happened? Roughly April. Not to say that we're going to recreate what happened in April, but additional volatility is going to change the way that you need to size, or you need to set your stops, or you need to set your targets, right? So in this case, what my mistake was, just even like looking at it now, was because there was the additional volatility, I wanted a more perfect entry.
Sure.
I mean, this was as close to perfect as it could have gotten. I wanted a deeper pullback. I didn't get it, and I missed out on, even call it 50 points. Like realistically, there's no way I would have held for 200 points. Like I personally don't like to do that, but I did leave like 50 points on the table, and I'm not going to like sit here and pretend that I would have ever assumed that price would touch the gap fill. But because I wanted it to be too perfect in a more volatile environment, I missed the trade. So
Sure.
Understanding, like resetting your expectations based on what's going on is super important. And I think that like James mentioned, as we went through, I'm taking this trade, and he was explaining why he took the trade. We are trying to give you our thoughts live, like as it goes through. I need to get used to this live trading a little bit more, because I know that some people will just follow it. Like, I mean, James, I'd love to hear.
They will.
Like, I would love to hear how you've kind of like dealt with live trading, and how long it took you to acclimate to it. Because how do you also deal with people just being, when you say I'm long, they get long?
Yeah. I always say, have I lagged out? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I'm back. I always say at the start of the stream, listen, I'm going to take trades. I'm not saying you need to follow them. I use this for education purposes to help you better your own trading. That's what I always say at the start of the stream. Like that, I'm not telling you guys to take the trades I'm doing. When I do my pre-market preps with edgeful as well, which is always at 8 a.m. Eastern time, which I did today, I said on the pre-market prep, I'm looking for potential longs if we look to bounce and get above overnight VWAP, and particularly above the previous day's lows area. So, I just give them my thoughts and thesis. I could be horribly wrong, which I am sometimes. No one's going to be right all the time. I don't win 100% of my trades. No one does. But I actually see my trading, and this is something that I enjoy trading at the stock market open, and why I only trade like New York session time now, is I actually see my trading as like, so for those that don't know, I actually played professional rugby for 3 years when I left school. I see it as like I'm in game time, and then you kind of have to put on you have your warm up, you do your daily game plan, and then you kind of get into it. And how I see the streams is I'm here to focus and make money trading. And if I educate people and try to educate them on why I'm taking certain trades, then that helps too. But you kind of just have to, from a live trading perspective, you kind of just have to focus on your trading first and then explain after. Because if you don't take your trade and you miss your entry, it's going to be a bit of a crap one,
Like me today.
Yeah.
Like me here again.
Yeah.
There's me today. That's me. Yeah, I mean, it's the adjustment a little bit to, and the adjustment to live trading is because honestly, I am more, and this is the same problem that I have when people ask for my algo settings. I'm like, I'm just worried that people will just blindly
follow.
Because that's not the core of what the company does. Like, it's not the core of what the idea of the company, the entire idea of the company is to give.
It's to make self-sufficient. Yeah.
Interesting. Willie C. Trade said Rips will describe it when he likes it and not mention his entry, but only mention his exits. What do you think about that? Nothing against him. Nothing against him in general, the concept of that.
Yeah, I love Rips. I think Rips is a fantastic trader. We follow each other on social media. I've spoken to him a few times. Never obviously met him. By the way, we're going to meet up when I come through to the States next year.
Yeah,
next year, May. But we need to do like an edgeful dinner or something like that where we go out. But I prefer to actually mention my trades or my entries because it's more countable. You know, okay. This is I've entered it because obviously I can just come out the end of the stream and say, oh well, guys, I just got a 100-point move on NQ, but I could be lying. You know, if you know, so everything's easy in hindsight. So I'd rather call out my trades for educational purposes and also for accountability, and then walk you through my exit process and stuff like that too, which I did today.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think this is pretty cool because obviously I share my trades in the edgeful Discord, and obviously anyone can share a trade and say I took this trade, but it could be bullshit. But now that you guys are getting to see me trade live and André trade live, you get to see the actual process that goes behind it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an adjustment for me because I just know I've been on so many calls with our users that I know that they'll just do whatever I say, and I don't want them to do that. So it'll take some time. This is unfortunately the third perfect trade that I've set up that I've not taken on this stream. We've had 3 streams so far, and on all 3 of them, I've called out a perfect trade that I have not taken because for whatever reason, there's different scenarios that I like for whatever reasons at the time. You guys can go watch them, but yeah, I mean, it's not the live trading is definitely an adjustment for sure. Just to try to get this like perfect setup, perfect entry, and everything else.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and again, like in the live chat for those watching, no, I'm not claiming to be some 8-figure trader and that. I'm still 8 years into my career. I'd like to get there one day, but I know how to make money long term. And I just, you educate, take trades, educate. I'm not going to be right all the time. Of course, I'm going to have losing trades. No one wins 100% of the time. But I think the cool thing is getting to see how I use and you use the edgeful data in real time.
Yeah, 100%. And right here, the indicator that I have up, the ultimate reversal setup, this is the one that these are fantastic targets. So personally, I don't think that there was a trade set up here. I mean, if you did take something, I think that that's great, but I don't really believe that there was an actual trade that, based on what, like my framework or how I think about trades, I don't think that there was a setup here. If you use something else, then whatever, inverse for value gaps, or I don't know how they work, but I don't know how people trade them. But in this case, whatever. But to target the previous session's low, opening retracement, previous session's close off of this area, off of that orb high, right? So I'll hide the initial bounce for a second. Off of this orb high is like using these reports as the targets. And by the way, guys, if you want to know what the ultimate reversal setup is, you go to the home page on edgeful. So get started right over here, the top left. Ultimate reversal setup is the first video that you're going to see right over here. So for anyone, I should probably open a tab where you can actually see the URL. Just give me a second.
Yeah, just a heads up. Some of the stocks are just pulling back a little bit. We are seeing Nasdaq pull back now. That's already 70-point pullback on Nasdaq. So be careful if you are still looking for longs. I would not like to be buying Nasdaq at this level. I think you would rather want to move back into that 25,000 level before looking for maybe some extended longs. But if you've made money this morning, this is also something that I had to learn in my trading too. If you've made money, get off the desk. Don't look to give it back unless there's super clear setups. Right now, this is not looking super clear for me. You don't want to be buying at this level. Could it go higher? Of course. But that's something that I've also personally been working on as well, André, is that you don't need to trade every day. You need to trade your best setups. And so even though you wanted like a perfect entry today and you missed it, it pays off long term. I was actually going through some of my stats, because I've got stats on all of my trading from all of my 7 years. I think the one month I did like 50 grand in profits, and I traded 6 times that month. So yeah, in prop firm payouts.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, it's funny because obviously you're super familiar with the orb algo. One of the biggest questions that we get is, can you have it trade every break? Can you make it
like more trades, like 5
more trades?
Breaks
They're like
times.
And more trades does not equal more profits.
So
if it fails the first break, stops out to reverse you, they want it to enter on the other side.
Well, yeah. What do you know? I always ask myself, what do losing traders do? Because we're in an industry where, I mean, it's like most industries, most companies that start don't make it after 5 years. But what do most traders, you got to always ask yourself, what do most traders do? Most traders overtrade, they over position size. So you got to actually play the long game and be like, listen, I'm going to actually find quality setups and I'm going to have the correct sizing on. You know, if you're trading a personal cash account of 10 grand, you don't want to be trading, 10 minis on that account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one thing that the common denominator among all failing traders that I've seen is oversize, is risking too much, is oversizing. And what happens is you have either an eval, you have a personal account, you have whatever it is, right? An eval, there's really two options. It's an eval or a personal account. Almost universally, people size up too quickly. Like if you could lock yourself, not even lock yourself out of your account, but lock your position size to be the same for 6 months, where you can't go more than three micros. If you can't go more than 3 micros, I guarantee you your trading will be so much more consistent, because it would be very hard to blow your account in one day if you can't change your position size.
Yeah. That's a good point. Also, Andre, I would say like a position size is like a volume meter on your emotions. So the more the position size, the more your emotions come into your trading. Yeah. So if you're trying to take clear, concise trades, right, with thought out processes, and while you're in the trade, you're not in the trade for 20 seconds and saying, shit, I'm up $500, and then you take that, but you actually have the correct sizing on. You're actually able to think clearly on the charts. Okay, I'm in this trade. I'm risking whatever you're comfortable with. And you're actually able to be like, okay, this is moving against me. I should get out. Instead of like, this is the famous one, what I used to do, bro. I'm very much so guilty of this early in my trading career. You're in a trade and it moves against you and you had too much size on and you move your stop loss lower. Then you're hoping that it bounces higher for you. You move it again because it comes low again, and all of a sudden you 4 times the amount of risk that you had originally planned out.
Oh, dude, it's the worst.
Yeah,
it's the worst, dude. I can't. The craziest part sometimes, I think that, like, I don't know why. I think it's like it's like a shopping psychology thing that, like, we're wired into. But the fact that we'll always hold on to losers and never hold on to winners is just like, when you, like, I feel like every trader, and when they start, they're willing to hold on to a loser to their stop loss and more, but they're never willing to hold on to their winners to their profit target and more.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you expect to have like winning consistent, like a positive equity curve if you can't hold on to your winning trades, at least to your target? And
correct.
My answer to that genuinely is, pull your profit targets closer and build the habit of holding to them.
Yeah.
Which is why I think actually the orb with 2 TPs is going to be really beneficial. Yeah, I'm going to pull this up here. There's another comment that I want to pull up, but yeah.
Biggest loser, best loser, but yes, I understand.
Yeah. The Best Loser Wins by Tom Hugard is the book that we're talking about, or this Moon is talking about. But why I think the orb algo with 2 profit targets is going to be so successful is that people are going to be able to put their first TP very close to bank and realize a winner, and then let their other winner run. And that will, having one winner already taken with a data backed target, like you're already locked in some profits, will allow them to hold on to their other runner a lot more. I think that that's going to be a huge, huge value add from the orb algo, that 1 of 2 profit targets, for anyone who's either new or experienced, to just be able to capture these bigger moves. Because when you have multiple profit targets that are data backed, not like arbitrarily trimming at a certain level, you're going to be able to hold on to your winners a lot more. But there is another comment here. The idea of YouTube presentations is to allow followers to watch, listen, and learn. Whether you personally enter or not is not the valuable part of the presentation. It is the thought process. And then he has another comment here. That adds value because your experience just made ours better. I appreciate that. Yeah, I hope that you guys are here not looking for trade signals. I hope you're here to understand how we think about these trades, how we think about the setups, how we think about the data, and how we apply that data to our trading every single, well, not every single day, but twice a week, and how you see it happen in real time, right? So I appreciate that a lot. As time goes on, like I'm going to figure out how to like bring this up without people copying exactly what I'm doing. But I think that as long as you guys have this mentality where you're looking to understand how we think more than just to copy what we do, I think it'll be super beneficial to all the viewers.
Yeah. See, and then also something to have a look at is, if I can just steal the screen here.
Yeah, pull it up.
But doing a daily journal, whether you do it anyway, you can handwrite it as well. But look here, how I have in the daily game plan, right? If you aren't journaling and you're not doing anything about it and actually reviewing your process, I think you're just not going to get better. So yeah. This was actually, that was my trade yesterday, bro. That was crazy. And then we ended up tanking.
Yeah, that's crazy that you took that trade.
Yeah. And I take all my trades live on stream, because Monday and Friday I'm live with you guys, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I'm live with Austin and the team. So it's it was pretty crazy, and then we end up absolutely melting the rest of the afternoon.
I mean, great trade. ES was stronger yesterday then in that morning.
Yes, then NQ. It's actually been in the last 2 days. It's been stronger than NQ. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie, I am still pretty salty about not taking that trade. But that doesn't mean, just so you guys know, that doesn't mean that I'm going to take a trade. Like, it doesn't mean that I'm going to go and like chase this, right? Even if it continues another 300 points higher, like this is without question an outlier day. 550 points on NQ, roughly 100 points on ES. I mean, you're talking about like gigantic moves that don't really come around often. So a lot of the day, I'll pull this up right now because I think that this is going to be actually important to see. Let's look at Wednesday. This is NQ Wednesday. What happens? We have the exact same orb size, 0.85, right? Practically the same. Price breaks out. What happens? The move is done here. What happens for the rest of the day? This barcode. This is on a 1 minute. If I were to switch to a 5 minute, or I'm on a 5 minute. If I were to switch to a 15 minute, this 15-minute chart is horrendous. And there are going to be days where it actually continues to flush. And there are going to be days that are like this, right? And I have been in the position enough times to where I have been expecting a move like today, but the actual outcome was a move like this. And when this happens, this sucks, obviously, but these outlier days, like what happened today, are very unusual. And there's a middle ground between this and what happened today. And usually it's a little bit more of a continuation to the downside before more chop. But
sure,
I get reminded a lot about these days too, when I'm looking for an additional, like, if you're looking for another 100 points to the top side of like previous day's high, it could happen, but like, that's insane. And that's really the thing, is like, yes, it could happen, but it's low probability. And if you're willing to risk your money on a low probability setup like that, you need to adjust your position size accordingly to be able to account for that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Did that make sense at all? Let me know if you guys have any questions on that. I think there's IBI levels that shows that. So for the orb, there's data. Yes, there is. So I will actually pull that up here. There's the orb by levels. By the way, guys, this is the get started page that I was talking about.
Yep.
There you go. Thank you, Andrew Garcia. I appreciate that. So they were talking about the orb by levels report. You know, I just want to say that it's so incredible from my perspective that people are like learning these concepts and it's like becoming a thing like in the trading world. Like it's so sick to me that the orb by levels and like these opening candle continuation is like becoming a thing of like, oh wait, which color is the first hour? Like I actually I made up the name of opening candle continuation. This was a report that was requested from a user. So they wanted to know if the first hour was green, how often does the day close green, the session close green? Like the name is completely made up. I mean, it's probably not the best name, honestly, but it's completely made up. And now the fact that I see it like posted on Twitter, I see it posted on Reddit, and like I think it's so sick. So Andrew Garcia, thank you for pointing that out. But yeah, the orb by levels is the one that we're talking about here, and I'll show you guys what that is exactly. So I'm just going to hide the other indicators that we have. I'm going to put on the orb. So not sure if you guys know, if you go to the settings of the orb indicator and you scroll down, you're going to have the levels. You can click show levels here. Yeah. And I'll put on each of these. Yeah, it is pretty enlightening. So I'll just pull this up right now. Opening candle continuation by day is an enlightening one. Yes, it is. So what you guys can see here. So some people will call this the standard deviations. This is not standard deviations. If you use a fib tool, that is not a standard deviation. It is a certain multiple of a range. So this is not a standard deviation. We don't call it standard deviation because of that. But today the orb was 218 points. That means from the 0, which is the orb high, 218 points higher is a one-time level or a one-time extension. That is what this report measures. But now if we go back to the orb by levels report, what's really cool that I like to do personally is, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, is I like to customize it. So what you can do is you can filter only for days, day type. So I went to my custom, so I'm on the orb by levels. I go to the customize report, number 8 on the side. I click on this, and then now I go to breakout days, which is obviously, I would assume, today. And I'll just pull this up so we can have the correct thing. And now this is measuring how often has price touched each of these levels based on only days that break out to the top side of the orb. So you can see 94% of the time price touches this one right here. So where's your TP1 if you're taking a break out of the orb? Right over here is a fantastic target. As a reminder, the orb algo actually got long. Let me hide this volume.
Yep.
The orb algo got long right over here. So a solid, I mean, not that you want to interfere with the algo, but if you had gotten long here when James mentioned his algo got long, right over here, a 90-point move to the 0.5 extension, 95% of the time this level has been hit. Then you go to the one-time extension, which is right over here, 80% of the time this level is hit. And I'm not going to do it right now, but you can actually filter for orb sizes here. So you can actually pick, okay, I only want to look at orbs that are greater than 0.5% or whatever else. And then you can see specifically for those days, how often has price reached your levels. So what you can see here is that the 2 extension has only been hit 30% of the time. So if we go up here, it is very unlikely that price is going to get here, especially because it's 430 points off of the orb high. So I hope that makes sense, obviously. But yeah. 0.5 is 50% of the orb. Yeah, that's exactly right. So the indicator will do it for you. So I'll just pull this question up. So the indicator will plot it for you automatically. So you can see it says 0 and 0. And then you can see right here, 280 or 200 and whatever it is, 24 points. Half of that is right over here. And what you can see is that this measuring tool that I'm using always will plot the halfway point. So you can see I plotted from the 0 to the 1, and the halfway point perfectly aligns with the 0.5. So I recommend you guys use this every single day. I really like this indicator, and I also really like the IP one. It's not like a typical like Bollinger Bands or RSI. It's like a levels and data based indicator. So it's not like I mean, obviously, as you can tell, I don't use really any indicators, but yeah.
Just before we wrap up here as well, just why I'm starting to look pretty bullish above its opening range high as well. So stocks look like they want to continue higher. Yeah, you can see very nice structure here on YM. We can actually see above its previous above New York session view app, above the overnight view app. This could definitely continue higher, climbing higher today, as long as we hold above the level.
Yeah. I didn't even realize we're 20 minutes over.
Yeah. we've been cooking.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good to wrap it up here. I hope you guys
Yeah.
enjoyed it. And yeah, this was a good one. I think this was a really good one. It was great to see the orb algo execute on your end. You took a really nice long trade. We broke down the reports. We broke down like the logic of the trades that we took, the ultimate reversal setup today. If you guys missed the beginning of this trade of this whole session, just go back and watch that beginning part. You can just see our thought process as price action developed. And yeah, I think it was good. I think it was a good one.
Yeah, I think it was great. Great session. We'll see you guys Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern time.
All right.
Yes, sir. Cheers, guys. They're just asking, where can we get the hat? Is there going to be edgeful merch?
Yeah. We need to do edgeful merch, but the problem is that we'll probably just like, maybe we'll start to like send it out to people who like stay for a certain amount of time. Like anyone who's been with us for like over a year gets like a free hat, gets a free sweatshirt or whatever else. We'll start to like send it as like random gifts.
There you go. Okay, cool guys. We'll see you guys on Monday. Cheers.